What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Dev, and today we are back again with another video. Today it's about to be kind of like a little story time type of video because I have a story to tell. Today, guys, somehow I just started thinking about this past experience that I had, and I sort of hinted at it in the last video. But the first property I tried to buy, and you know, sometimes it's hard to think back to the time. A couple years, it was just a short couple years ago, but the time where my woman and I, we own no properties, and like we're literally just making so much progress as far as buying these properties and fixing them up. And we have a few rental properties now. And you know, sometimes it's hard to think back to the times where, like I said, we didn't have anything, because right now, you know, this is what we do. Like, this property game is what we do. And if she was here, she'd be in the background like, period. But you know, like that's just what it is. Like, this is what we've been doing for the past couple of years. So it seems like, you know, we've been doing this for a lot longer than we have, just because we put so much focus into this real estate stuff. But there was a time where I owned no properties. I was in college. I went to the University of Akron here in Ohio. I was a college student, and I was in my last semester of school, and I had went to this bank and wanted to get a pre-approval. So they gave me what was called a pre-qualified letter. It was a pre-qual, they kept calling it, but I was pre-qualified to get a mortgage, right? So sending all my paperwork and everything, they had all my paperwork. They saw that at the time I was part-time with the corporate company that I ended up working with, the big transportation company I was with. I was part-time working with them, making $17 an hour. But I was working a decent amount of hours. I was working like 30 hours a week. So the hours were there, but I was part-time. Like I mentioned a couple videos ago, I did not know this at the time because I was not educated. But if you're part-time, you have to have 2 years worth of work experience with the same company in order for you to use that to be able to purchase your first property. So, you know, you would think the mortgage officer that I was dealing with would tell me that I needed 2 years of part-time experience, but you know, she's just telling me, oh, Devin, you're good to go. You're gonna be just fine. We're gonna get you into this house. And mind you, I found the perfect duplex. It was very nice, like the duplex that I own. It was in a little bit higher rent area, so I would have been able to make a little bit more off the deal. I got it under contract for $74,500, and literally, like, I'm thinking I'm good to go. So we're going through the process. I get my home inspections. So mind you, home inspection for a duplex is like $400, plus the pest inspection was like an extra $100. So $500 in inspections. Checked. Inspections are knocked out. Inspections come back good. You know, we want to keep moving forward. Long story short, you know, the process continues. They call me and they ask me for my $500 for the appraisal. So mind you, if the bank is calling me for the appraisal, I must be good to go with this bank, right? That's what I would think as a first-time home buyer. So I send over, they say it's $500, so they call me. I put the $500 up. They take it off my debit card. They take the $500. So mind you, now we had $500 for the inspections, $500 for the appraisal. So I'm $1,000 in, right? And we had a closing date on the contract, and it was we got it under contract at the beginning of January. The closing date was like the third week in February. So we're about 2 weeks out from the date on the contract that we were supposed to close. And I get a call from this woman. And this woman has the nerve to tell me, she's like, this is her words. Devin, I'm sorry to inform you, but we cannot offer you the loan. And she just kept basically beating around the bush. And I'm like, why can't I get the loan? Like, you couldn't have told me this 2 months ago when I got the pre-qualification or the pre-approval? Because they kept going back and forth. They were like, you're pre-qualified, and then after I send all the paperwork, then I was supposed to be pre-approved. So my question is, okay, if I'm pre-approved with you, you got all the information, you couldn't have told me that I wasn't gonna be able to get the mortgage when I first started this process. I'm now $1,000 invested. You guys, I felt like, did some predatory stuff on me, basically by requiring me to put up that $500 for the appraisal. That, come on, man, why are you asking for $500 and I'm not even approved with y'all? Like, what are you like? So, mind you, I went through that whole experience. And mind you, she's on the phone. Devin, I'm really sorry, but what you can do, she had the nerve to say this, and when she said this, I almost just hung up. She said, what you can do is once you start full time, you can call me back after you have about 30 days worth of pay stubs. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, I'm never calling y'all back again. Y'all just played me. I just lost $1,000. And mind you, I'm in college. $1,000, man. I'm in college, woman. $1,000, man. I ain't got no money. I'm driving around this 20-year-old car. I ain't got no money. $1,000. So she's talking about, you can call us and you can try us again. Ma'am, I ain't never calling y'all. I'm never recommending y'all to anybody I know because of the way y'all played me. And I asked her, I was like, is there any way you guys can reimburse me? I know I can't get my inspection money back because that goes to a private inspector and that was on me. But the money you guys took from me for that appraisal and you guys told me that I was good to go to get this loan. Is there any way that I can get that money back? And she said, I'm sorry, but there's no way that you can get that money back. Mind you, I didn't really know my options at the time. I didn't know if I could sue. I didn't know. All I know is a lot of times when you get into litigation, guys, it's a lot more expensive a lot of times to sue than the money that you're going to get back. Say they would have gave me the $500 back, but I would have hired a lawyer for $1,000. It just would have made no sense. So at the end of the day, I had to cut my losses, but it was just so upsetting because, I didn't know what I didn't know. And, the sad reality is they say in this life that what you don't know won't hurt you. Everybody heard that saying, something drop on the floor, you pick it up, you put it on the table, somebody eat it. But they didn't know it won't hurt them. They'd be all right. But at the end of the day, guys, when it comes to money, what you don't know will always hurt you. If you don't know that you can leverage your credit to get income producing assets, you will spend your whole life working hard at a job, slaving, making the minimum amount that employer can pay you such that you won't quit, right? If you don't know the power that money can have when you put your money to work versus putting your body to work, you know what I'm saying? Like you're never gonna experience that other side of life, right? So at the end of the day, what I didn't know, it hurt me and she took advantage of me. I got nothing out of the deal. I lost the duplex. Luckily, I was able to receive my $500 earnest money back. If I would have lost that, that would have been $1,500 lost, guys. So luckily, I was able to receive that money back because the financing fell through. But I wish they would have been upfront with me at the beginning of the process and just told me that, okay, if I'm not approved, bet I can wait a few months and then once I'm full time, I'll be good to go. But they beat around the bush. They lied to me. They took advantage of me. They took my money. And that's why I'm making this video because you have to be so careful. That is why I recommend that whatever market you're in, find a solid realtor, somebody that you trust, somebody that you can go to, somebody that's relatable to you, and somebody that's gonna keep it 100 with you because at the end of the day, I'm gonna know who to send my clients to and who not to send my clients to. Whereas when you're trying to do this thing by yourself and you don't know anything and you're brand new, a lot of times you can end up in an awkward situation like I ended up in. I'm making this video because sometimes in life, it doesn't work out how you plan, guys. I thought that when I was 20 at the time. I thought at 20 years old, when I was finishing up my college career, I was gonna own a duplex. But I'm so thankful for God that He slowed things up because all honesty, guys, I probably wasn't ready for that duplex at that time because I didn't have enough money saved, working part-time at the time to handle that property. But, everything worked out for my good. You guys know later on that year, we bought the single family house. Then the next year we bought the duplex. And then this past year, we just purchased this property that we're in now. So everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. But guys, I wanted to share that little story because, sometimes in life you fail, but I didn't give up at that point, guys. I could have said, you know what, forget property. I ain't using no bank. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna save cash. I'm gonna take 10 years, save up cash and just buy my property. But at the end of the day, guys, failure is a part of success. Everybody is gonna fail, and I learned a ton from that experience, and now I'm able to give you game so that you don't have to go through the same thing I went through. So I wanna thank you guys for tuning into this video. Subscribe if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram at @TheRealDevinClark, and always remember, guys, when the God we serve is in it, there is no limit. I will catch up with you guys in the next video. Peace.